Okay everybody, got a little arts and crafts project here for you today. As you can see, I've got an MRE, a Mountain House meal, a pack of hand warmers, a canteen, some foil tape. And most importantly, what we're going to use for our project today is I have this, which is heat insulation film. It's a film that's got polyethylene foam. It's actually really thin, surprisingly, and it's aluminized on one side. Now, I don't know if you guys have ever seen this. This is kind of a ultralight backpacker thing, but as winter is coming, we have a lot of need for something like this. But essentially what this is going to be is this is going to be a pouch we can use that we can take. We can have our Mountain House meal. We can stick our Mountain House meal inside the pouch, pour our boiling water in, and go ahead and rehydrate and heat this up. If you're one of those people who's got MREs in the field that are issued to you, you can also take and use this pouch to take your MRE, put your flameless ration heater in it, and then stick it in the pouch. For those of us who are into snow camping, there's another use for this pouch, and if you've got your canteen or water bottle or something like that, you can take that and you can put it in with a hand warmer after you're done with the hand warmer for the night, or if you need to crack another one, and you can put your canteen in the pouch and you can keep your water from freezing overnight. So, first thing, let me go ahead and clear off the table here and I'll show you what we're going to do. So obviously the first part of this is we're going to cut our material to size. So first of all, let me read off the information on here. So this is heat insulation aluminum sheet. Like I said, it's a very thin, it says it's a Teflon Mylar that has a polyethylene foam sheet on the back. You've probably seen pouches like this in the past. A lot of people have made them out of Reflectix, which is kind of like that stuff they use for making window coverings for your car. You kind of put that thing up to keep your car from overheating in summer. I'm going to turn this around, see if it's got any specs. Now this says it's 60 centimeters by 200 centimeters. Obviously you can tell by the writing on it, this is either Chinese or Japanese. This looks like to be Japanese. This looks to be Chinese. This was something I got at Daiso. I don't know if you guys have those in where you are, but Daiso is kind of a popular, like a cheap import kind of store. My wife goes there a lot because she likes to buy their little bowls and stuff like that. And the other day we took my mom over there and went over there with my wife, and they were looking at some stuff, so I was getting dragged around the store. And not exactly having a great time of it, but I did find a couple things that seemed like something that I'd be interested in and might actually help me out. So I found this heat insulation foam. This was $1.50 for the roll, so it's very, very cheap. Anybody who's ever purchased Reflectix, it's not super expensive, but it is by far from cheap. So it is not inexpensive. So this stuff being thinner and being a closed cell polyethylene foam, I think might actually work a little bit better, because I think I can actually roll up the bag when I'm not using it. The other thing I found at Daiso, I actually found these hand warmers there. For those of us who purchase a lot of hand warmers, if you buy the little ones they sell over at Walmart, they're usually about $3 for a package, and there's like, 4 or 6 in there. This has 5 of these just massive hand warmers, and that was $1.50. So if you're in the mood, getting ready for winter camping, or just being out working in the winter, that's a good deal. That's not bad. So let's go ahead and chop this up, or start chopping this up and rolling it out. Just to reiterate what it is, it says make sure to place the aluminum side. Make sure the aluminum side is facing down. And then it shows pictures of the aluminum side facing up multiple times, except for when you're putting it on a bath. So I guess that's maybe they want you to put the aluminum side facing the heat, I believe. So what I'm going to try to do I'm going to try to cut cut this out to an appropriate size. So this foil material will be facing the inside, and then this white polyethylene foam will be facing the outside. Now the main downside I see to that is polyethylene is actually kind of hard to get stuff to stick to. I am using foil tape. I could probably use duct tape, but I have a ton of this foil tape that's been sitting around the garage for years. So I'd like to try to use this because it does tend to stick a little bit better when it's exposed to higher temperatures, where sometimes duct tape, doesn't. So we're going to try this for the first iteration. If I have to make another one, I have a ton of material. So I did specify the size, and in the measurements for countries who've been to the moon, that's 1 foot, 12 inches, so it's 24 inches across. I don't know why. Oh, God bless them. And it's 6 feet 7 inches long or tall. So that's how big that is. So the one thing we want to do is we want to make sure that our pouch, when it's done, has enough room that this material can, or that the pouches we're going to use can slip easily in and out, because you're going to want to put your pouch in, get your food rehydrating and get it warm, and then you want to go ahead and probably either pull it out or have some way of kind of lifting it up a little bit so that you can get to your food with your spoon without having to dig deep in this pouch. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to give us about an extra. This stuff also isn't cut super square, but I'll try to do my best. Excuse me. I'll probably give us like an extra inch and a half on either side. So I'm going to go ahead and get started cutting. One thing I kind of thought about doing with this was having a like offsetting it a bit. And I'll go ahead and tape it closed, and then have a flap with like a little Velcro tab or something, or maybe a button that'll stick over there. That way when you open it up, you can fold this back, you can eat out of it, and get your food out without having to pull this all the way out or anything. So let me take a little look at that. Let's see. Now, interestingly, the side I cut is very nice and square and lines up nicely. The side of the material, as it came, is overlapping badly. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to go ahead and cut this other side and even it up, and we'll come back in a second. Okay, so I went ahead and got the other side of this cut, so it's fairly even now. It's not perfect, but it's perfect enough. So let's go ahead and make sure we're sizing the pouch correctly. So go up. Just a little bit below the line. Well, let's go a little bit more. Let's give it a little bit of extra space. Make sure we're, so we got about a little more than a 1/4 inch. So if it doesn't get perfectly cut when you're tearing your pouch open, you still got enough room that you can grab it. So we'll go ahead and call that. Real quick, just so you know, this is the double meal. So 2 entrees, or serves 2. A lot of times I'll eat one of these by myself because I'm a big guy and go through a lot of calories. So especially in the cold. So the 2 entrees, I just cook one and eat it all myself. I don't like to cook multiples or anything like that, so maybe I'm a little bit boring in that respect. So okay, so let's see. Let's figure out where this tape starts. Good news, this tape is still really, really sticky. What I'm going to do is I'm actually going to stick this down to the table just to kind of make life easier on myself and for ease of filming. And then after I fold it over, so there is one side. do is we'll try not to get fingerprints all over this. We'll just go ahead and stick it down. Pinch it out there. The overlap to fit nicely. There's one seam. And we'll see if we can find that other end. I'll go ahead and do the same over here. Now, one thing we might want to do is we might want to strengthen these corners a little bit. Actually, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to go ahead and just run one along the bottom. So just so you know, this tape I'm using is actually a Mylar tape. It's not really a foil tape. So it's quite a bit more flexible than a conventional foil tape like you'd use doing insulation work. So I'm pretty sure this is left over when we had our air conditioning system worked on like a decade ago. So now we've got that. So I can fit our pouch there. So now what I need to do is I need to go find some little Velcro, and I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to tape up these seams too. I gotta say, this tape is really good. So if you're looking for a recommendation to go do this with, this it's called Flex Fit, UL listed 181B-FX listed 82P4 for Class 1 duct. I don't know if you can see that. Let me try to get that in the light there for you. This stuff's awesome. I'm really impressed. Okay, I'm going to go find the Velcro and I'll be back. Okay, so I went and found the Velcro that I had kind of kicking around here. I have a couple options. I do have some like really freaking intense Velcro that I use for like holding down cameras and stuff in the car. But I don't think I'm going to use that because I'm too afraid that it's just going to rip the sticky off. So I think what I'm going to do, so I'm kind of expecting this to kind of come down, you know, about there. So I think what I'm probably going to do is I'm going to take the soft stuff and I'll put just a little strip that goes along there. So what I'm going to do for positioning, so I'm just going to go ahead and stick that one right there. I'm just going to fold it down. Apply some pressure to get everything to stick. So now we got a hot patch for our food. So that's what it looks like with a mountain house in it. We can totally take and stick, I don't know if we can get 2 of the 1-quart canteens, but we can definitely get 1 in there. You could probably get a, 2-quart canteen in there. You've got MRE, you can put your retort pouch meal in there with a little bit of, with its flameless ration heater and heat it up. You could probably do multiple things that way. So if you've got your, whatchamacallit, that other little pouch for making some hot water, some hot tea, some hot cocoa, or whatever else that sometimes comes in these. Because the other thing here is we can kind of fold this up. We can shove that in our bag really easy. Put a couple of hair ties or some rubber bands around it, and that should fit nicely kind of in the top of our backpack, maybe in with our food roll, something else, and that weighs nothing. It's foam. Anyway guys, thanks for watching.